Hey guys, and welcome back to a new tutorial from me. I am Artinvader, a digital artist from Berlin. And for these who don't know me, I post on Instagram and TikTok regularly short tutorials about Cinema 4D and Blender. And there I also post my art. So if you want to support me, please follow me there or leave me some love. You find the link in the caption. And yeah, let's move on with the tutorial. Today we will create this cool animation. And in this tutorial today you will learn the basic about modeling, how you can model products. You can also use the skills later on for your own products. But you will also learn the basics about lighting. You will learn how to set a main light, fill light and a backlight. This is the base up setting in every scene. And we will create the most complex texture ever. And this is glass material. I will show you how you can create simple textures on the object and how you can get more realistic textures. For example, we work with metal textures and we will insert scratches and something like this. I think you will learn today a lot. So let's move on with the tutorial.
The 3D objects.
Alright, let's start with the tutorial. I have Blender version 3.4 and in the beginning, like always, we delete the light, the cube and the camera with the X key. And we start with the bottle and we need a picture of the perfume. I will link you the picture that I use in the caption. Now, for the beginning, we use the coordinate cross and choose Y. And now you can drag and drop the picture into the scene. And it's important that the picture is in the center of the scene. And for this, you go here under transform and XYZ you have to override with 0. Alright, in the next step, choose a cube. This is our bottle, and here you have to choose a size that fits perfectly to your image. Alright, now we transform the cube. For this we go in the edit mode, and it's important that you go now to the bottom of the cube. Alright, and now you go to the line selection here at the top and you select all lines here around. And now you choose the tool Insert Faces, then will appear here window, and now under thickness you can go like this. Now we go here to area selection, we select this area, here also the picture, and we can see how high we have to go. Now we can make it invisible again. And now we go back to the line selection and select only these lines. And now we use the bevel tool like this. And we have to make a check mark under clamp overlap. And we have to increase 50 is enough. Now you can see we have this cool bolt inside. Now we make the whole bottle thick. For this we go to the object mode. Now we go to the modifier property and we choose solidify. And under thickness we choose minus 0.12. And now you can see the bottle is thick. Go back to the edit mode. And now we create subdivisions so the whole bottle have more segments. For this we press with the right mouse button on it. Go to subdivide, increase everything by 10. Like this, and now we select everything again, go to subdivide and go here by 4 cuts. Alright, now we create this metal thing here on the top, and for this we duplicate the cube and we rename it, and now we make the glass not visible. Line selection, we have to select the metal. Now we can delete it. We press with the X key and delete faces. That's the magic. To get more realism in it, we make the glass visible again. And now we make the picture visible. We also select here the metal area. And now we have to choose extrude along normals. Put this area inside of the bottle. And now we make the metal part visible again. And now we have a really good overlay. Okay, now we can go back to the object mode and make this part a little bit higher. Alright, to get better corners, we have to bevel both cubes. For this we go to the modifier property, put it at the top, 0.01 and segments 12. And this we repeat here also. Perfect. Now we create the part at the top. And for this we need mesh at cylinder. Scale it down to a size you want. And now we choose here also bevel. 0.1 is good. And here we took 20 segments. Alright, and now we click here and choose shade smooth. We go here to the top, copy and paste it. Now we have a new cylinder. We scale it up like this. Maybe we scale this down a little bit like this. And now we choose this one and make it perfect. So let's rename the layers. Okay, now we create the lid. And for this we also duplicate the cylinder. We take this one, put it here, scale it up. And now make this one bigger. Okay, now we rename the layer to lid and now we edit it. Now we have to use the loop cut and we have to create a cut here in the center of the lid. In the next step we choose the face selection and we select the top and the bottom. And now we scale it down in the center of the bottle. Now it looks like this. Now we go back to the line selection and we hit in the area here to deselect and now press Shift Alt and now we have a loop selection and now we also scale up the cut. Yeah, that looks good. Now we go back to the object mode and I think the bottle is too thin and we scale it a little bit up. Now we look at the top how it looks like. I think now the proportion is right. I don't find the picture at the top of the Chloe perfume and I never saw the bottle before. So I don't know, never mind. Okay, now we insert the logo. I have a SVG file. You can go here to import, SVG and the logo. And now you have to select the logo and rotate it by 90 degrees. Now we scale it up. Now we center it. For this you go to set origin to center of mass. Now you go under this tag and you can extrude it how much you want. And you can also round it a little bit. Now put it on the right position. Now we create the bow. It's also really easy. For this we need the spline tool. First you add the curve, a Bezier curve. Then you go to the edit mode. Now you can delete it with the X key and now you can paint with the curve pen. Now you go also to this tag to 3D and extrude it. So now you can select some points and transform it. Now we go back to the object mode and make everything thicker. For this we also use solidify. I think the values are good. And now we duplicate it really easy and rotate it. Do you need help? Then join the Artinvader community on Discord. There you will find out everything about my upcoming projects and you can exchange ideas with the community in different channels. So maybe we will see us later there, but first let's go to
the materials.
Alright, let's move on with the materials. I already inserted a camera and in the next step you have to choose the camera and you have to go here under this tag and we need cycles. Under viewport I have maximal samples in this both areas by 75. And I also make a check mark on denoise because we work with glass. It's really noisy in Blender, so with denoise it looks probably really good. Okay, that's to the camera. And today we also work with lights. No HDRI map. And I also built the scene already. because it's really hard to find the right perspectives also here in the light, but I will explain you what I did. And we work with a backlight, fill light and a main light. This is the backlight. It is a normal area light. You can find it here under Add, Light, Area Light. This area light lights in this direction. As you can see, this bright area here below the bottle and who lights in the background is the backlight. The next light is the fill light. The fill light looks like this. It's also an area light and it goes from a little bit higher as the bottle and the light goes to this corner. As you can see here, this is this light. To the end, the main light. The main light is from the front, this one, and it's light on the bottle directly. In the graphic, it is this light here. And you can also see the reflections from the main and fill light here on the cup of the perfume. This is the light scene for the backlight. You have to use a really strong value, like 1500. For the fill light, there's from the side a lower light. And I also changed the color temperature to a cold color. So it depends with what colors you will work. So I would choose here a warmer or a colder light color. And I also choose this color for the main light. Let's move on now with the materials. First, we split the view in two until a plus appear. And then we go here to shader editor. And we also have to change to viewport shading number 4. However it calls. Okay. It's dark because I turn off all materials. That's a lot in this project. So I will explain you step by step what I did. First, I inserted a background. As you can see, it's a normal plane. And to get this colorful background, you need first a principal BSDF, a simple normal material. Now you can also see that the lights make a bright spot at the plane, so the backlight. And for the material of the plane, I choose metallic 1, specular 1 and roughness 0.5. After it, you search for color ramp. Here you can insert your gradient. Then you search for mapping and for texture geometry and you connect it with generated. When you are ready, you have to connect color with base color and you get this beautiful background. We make now the glass bottle here in this area. First you have to search for the material glass BSDF. You can regularly find it here under search and the material will look like this. After it, you add a normal principal BSDF as a second material and you also search for mix shader and you have to connect everything with each other. Now you have something like this. And here under glass BSDF, I choose roughness 0 because I think if you make glass, it has to be really clear. And IOR, I choose 1.2. By principle BSDF here on the surface, I choose 1 because I want scattering on it. The other values are 0. Specular, I choose 0.5. IOR is 1.4 to get a little bit more reflections. And you have to choose transmission to create this glass material, of course. You also want the stripes here in the glass. For this, you have to work with displacement maps. So you have to search here under Add for displacement, then here image texture, also for mapping, and then for texture coordinate. And it's really important that you combine it with the slot UV, so it gets a better result and it fits perfectly to the 3D model later on. And here you have also to play with the values and you can also scale it up and down here. And under image texture, you insert your displacement map. The displacement map is really simple. That are stripes in black and white, like a displacement map works. And you have to insert it there inside. And if you are ready, you have to connect displacement with displacement, and then you get these cool stripes here. All right. In the next step, you also want more thickness inside of the bottle. You have to copy and paste this here, this outside glass, and scale it up and put it a little bit inside. That's the reason why it looks so dark now. Here you create a completely new material, a principal BSDF. And here for subsurface, you choose 1. For subsurface IOR, the highest value. Subsurface anti-trophy 1. And a little bit of metallic, a little bit of specular inside to get a little bit light bouncing from inside to outside. Roughness, a little bit, it's inside, so it looks like there's really perfume inside. For this reason, I choose 0.1, and here I also choose 1, and of course transmission 1, and that's it. Now we came to the silver part of the bottle, and you can also see that here are little small scratches inside to make it more realistic. And now we create this material. And this is also a principal BSDF material. Here I increase a little bit of metallic to 0.7 and specular to 0.5. Roughness a little bit. I choose 0.1. And now we work here with a bump map. So you search for bump, then for image texture, and you have to connect color with height. That's really important. And then the general stuff, search for mapping and texture coordinate, and connect UV with vector. If you are ready, you have to connect the bump with the normal, and then you get the scratches there. And to play with the bump map to make the scratches higher or lower, you have to play with the values strength and distance here under bump. And yeah, the image of the bump map looks like this. It's a typical also black and white image. In the next step, we make the bow. And for this, we create also a normal principal BSDF material. Here we change the color to black. Yeah, here you have to play with the values. It's really hard to find good values. So I choose specular 1, and that's it. And here it's the same thing like before with the scratches on the metallic areas. Now you can see that you get the typical texture structure here. And now we make the Chloe logo. It's also a simple material. It's principal BSDF. Metallic 1, specular 1, roughness 0.2. In the end, the cup. Here you have to search under materials for glass BSDF. It looks like this. Here I increased a little bit the roughness to 0.1, so increase the IOR to 1.45. You want my project file? You can get it. On Patreon you can find my project with all textures I use. There you can also support me as an artist, so I can create more cool stuff for you. And a very big thank you for my Patreons. You are the best. And now we came to
The animation.
First we create the bubbles. For this we need an emitter and we need a ring. So we go under mesh and we choose torus. We have to scale it up. And the best thing is that the bottle is in the middle, and out of this ring the bubbles will blow up in the air so that there are not interactions with the bottle. We work with the ring. I think it's a really good concept. Now we put the ring under the scene so we can't see it. And now we go here to particle properties and create a new particle system. Under number we choose 200, but you can choose a value whatever you want. Now we go under scale. Here we choose 1 and scale randomness also 1. And to the end we have to choose gravity minus 0.1 because we want that the bubbles go from up to down. So if we hit play now, you can see spheres are blowing in the air. but we need other spheres. For this, we create a meta ball, and we also create a new collection and put the meta ball there inside, bring it to the side. Now we scale it down to a good size. I think 0.12 is good. And now we duplicate the meta ball 6 times. I think that's enough. Put it in a collection again. Now you can build unique shapes. So I think these two are good. From this we build also a double thing. Here we can also increase the scale, so it's a little bit bigger, like this, and one as a single object. Okay, if you're happy with the bubbles, you have to go to the torus again, to the particle system, and now we go under render, and here we choose collection, and for instance collection, this collection number 3, we choose collection number 3. We also choose whole collection, and now if we hit play, there came the meta balls as objects. And in the last step we create a material. For this we select all of the meta balls, create here new material. For color I choose this color code. It goes to a purple. We also increase the transmission. That's a glass material. And we also increase specular to 1 and roughness to 0. IORA to 1.3. As you can see, it's not everywhere the material, I think, material 001. So you have to also put it here to the others. Perfect. So we have also this material, and in the end we animate the whole bottle. For this we choose all parts of the bottle. We also need here the transform window. We insert a keyframe. Here nothing changed. We also set a keyframe, and the second keyframe we put to the end of the animation. And now we change the position to a little bit lower, and now the bottle is moving. In the end we want that the whole animation is linear. For this we go in graph editor, and here we see all curves. For this we have to select all points. You can also hit Command A, that you are sure that you really selected all points. That looks good. Then you go to Key, Interpolation Mode, and Linear. That's it. The animation is ready. You can now render it. I hope you liked the tutorial. Write it in the comments, and yeah. Follow me so you don't miss another video from me. A new Cinema 4D and Blender tutorial comes out every Tuesday and Thursday. And don't forget to tag me at Artinvader under your renders. I want to see what cool things you've created. See you in the next week.